Today's date is Thursday, September 28th, 2023. This will open the Bradenton Community Redevelopment Agency Board meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this time we have citizen comments. Citizen comment will be accepted during the citizen comment portion of the meeting on any non-agenda item, agenda item, future agenda item, or topic of relevance to the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Bradenton. Comments will be accepted on public hearings at the appropriate time. Do we have any public comments?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is consent agenda. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I so move.
All right, there's a
Second.
motion. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next, Mr. Executive Director.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a contract coming before the board for freebie. This is micro-transit. You've been waiting for this. So we'll have Chris come up and introduce, and hopefully we can get this resolved today.
Good morning. So we're excited to be able to present for your consideration the microtransit agreement with BeFree, aka Freebie. And so, as you know, on August 24th, Freebie came and gave a presentation in regards to the services they provide for microtransit. The CRA board approved 3 cars operating at a minimum of 56 hours per week. We were directed to continue negotiations on the contract, and we're pleased to present this contract to you now. I feel it encompasses what we were looking for in that type of service. And if you have any questions, we also have Claudia here from Freebie. And if you have any questions for her, or if she would like to make a statement, we can do that at this time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Please give your name for the record.
Thank you. Good morning. Claudia Miro for Freebie with offices at 371 Northeast 61st Street down in Miami.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are so excited to get this program going here in the city of Bradenton, and we'll be working hand in hand with the CRA over the next 30 days to finalize the hours of operation. And it looks like we'll be able to be wheels down mid-December through mid-January, so well before baseball season. So that's some good news. And again, if you have any questions, we're here to help and to help walk you through.
Great. Yes, Ms. Barnaby.
I understand it's going to take us a while to get things going. We are planning a very large event December the 9th in downtown Bradenton. So even if we are not operational, it might be of interest to have a representative and one of the devices. What do we call them? Are we?
It's a vehicle.
A vehicle, okay. One of the vehicles and with information and stuff, and I can get you in contact, and we'll make sure that if you or your designee can be here with the vehicle, with the information, that might be a good kickoff before you get going.
Absolutely,
Coming
absolutely.
soon, yeah.
And that's a great notice, so that's something that we can definitely help out with.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
Okay, any further questions?
Oh, I'm excited.
All right. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, do you need a motion for us to do
I
this?
believe there is a suggested motion.
Then, Mr. Chairman, I will move to approve the contract for micro transit services with BeFree,
BeFree LLC.
because they're freebies. Okay. I guess in my mind, I kept correcting it to freebie. So, so,
Is BeFree LLC.
yes.
There's a motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. I'll take a vote.
I was just gonna ask one,
Oh, okay.
do I see correctly that it's for a term of 1 year with the right to,
That's correct. It's kind of like a pilot year in a sense to see if it's beneficial to the CRA, if it's working, if we have to make tweaks, things like that. So it'll be like a 1-year kind of pilot,
okay.
and then we'll have an option to, move forward on the next year.
Plus, we'd like to apply to FDOT for the grant. And so in this 1 year, we'll be putting that together also.
Okay, great.
And Mr. Chairman, just for the record, after we had our last meeting and we explained we had enough money for 1 car in the budget now, Chris came up with an excellent idea that we could go ahead and move forward with 3, but we'll do a budget adjustment into the year to further extend that account. So we will be moving forward with 3.
Fantastic. All right. Any further questions or comments? All right, take a vote. Ms. Barnaby?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Coker? Myself, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a brief recess to go for a photo opportunity with the freebie.
Public Relations was out of town, so she was going to take the picture. Next time, she'll be here, and we'll make sure she gets the picture so it
I
can
was
be.
gonna say,
Yeah.
she'll still post it.
Yeah.
Forward to-
Absolutely.
Awesome. Because I'm sorry, I think it's exciting.
I am too.
I think it's gonna
We're
be
gonna call this
huge
meeting
for
back to
us.
order. Meeting's back in order. Now, please talk amongst yourselves.
Yes.
Thank you for indulging us, and we will make sure that we get that contract. As you heard, we're going to, in April, apply for the FDOT grant. That will, for the next few years, pay at least half. So we're excited about that.
Fantastic. All right, on to item 6, Bradenton CRA.
Mr. Chairman, the Bradenton CRA, this is the area master plan update. This is, if we want to do this, this board has to recommend. It goes to the Planning Commission. They recommend that it is in compliance with the comprehensive plan. Then it goes, it's advertised out to all the taxing authorities, taken to the county commission for their, any input they have up to 60 days. Then back to the city council for final approval. And by the way, there is a city council vote in there also that I did not mention. So this will be for all. We'll take them one at a time. You have a revised resolution. The changes in the resolution, just so it's on the record, one is we're changing the date of the end of all CRAs from December the 31st, 2040 to September 30th, 2040 to line up with the fiscal year. It just does not make sense to hand the CRA money for 2 or 3 months. So that was just a quick change. There was also 2 typos. There was an amended that had an extra ED in it, and the date was that at the end for the signatures was needed to be corrected. And then finally, as it was pointed out to me by the attorney, it's the city council that can make the change in the names. So for 2 of the CRAs, the Bradenton CRA will be the downtown CRA, and the 14th will now be named the Tamiami Trail CRA. These are redevelopment areas. There is still the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Bradenton. There can only be 1 CRA board, which is you. That still exists, but you oversee all of the areas. So this cleans that up, and it also moves the document forward for adoption. We still plan on using the existing plans for guidance, because if it's in the old plan, and it can still be done through the new plan, then we will bring those things forward to you also. So the old plans do not just go away, they become guidance for us with the newly adopted plan. Other than that, we ask that you recommend, move to recommend. We'll do each one individually and ask you to recommend each one.
Okay. Can I hear a motion to approve Resolution 2023-05?
I so move.
There's a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I have just a quick question.
ma'am.
And forgive me because I don't have my written notes right in front of me. You and I talked a little bit about rental grant programs, but
Yes.
we don't have to get that specific in the plan.
Exactly. The plan gives us authority to then move forward with grants in the commerce section. And if the board so chooses to want to do like, for instance, a downtown rental program to bring businesses in, then we would bring that forward as a policy for the board in the grant program. So this is the overall master plan. And the reason we don't stick specifics in here that specific is if we wanted to change it in the future, we would have to go through the entire process to change the master plan. But this master plan gives us the authority under commerce to bring you policies forward, including something for rents, and that is a viable option.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was just wondering if, I would love to see some kind of a mention of the advisory boards that we're about to set up, and how, while we're the governing body, we do listen to them, or have some kind of a mention in here. Because I think it's really important that we have the public input from the communities that are being represented here. So I don't know if that's something we could do, if it needs to be done at this point, or if we do it later, but it's just one of the things I'd like to see.
We can add that in on the administrative side, and we'll put the word may in front of it.
Okay.
Which gives you the authority to yes or no. But you've already have a resolution out there approving the use of CACs, Community Advisory Committees. And we already are, in fact, we're working with the attorney right now on the policies. So hopefully at the next meeting, you'll have the policies in front of you and we'll be able to move forward with the CACs. But we'll put a line or two in this to identify the use of CACs.
Yeah, okay, good, because I just feel like we're asking people to volunteer their time, and I want them to know that it's important to us, and so I'd like to see that in there.
No problem.
Everybody's okay.
Do we need to amend the motion and second to include that?
I think that'd be a good idea, just so it's in the record.
So you made the motion.
I made the motion, and I would request that information be added to the motion, and that is to be included on what we are voting on. Does the second agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Good.
Any further discussion? All right, we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you,
Ayes have
Mr.
it.
Chairman.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item is also in the Bradenton CRA. It's downtown replacement of trash receptacles and canisters. And Chris will come up and talk to you about that.
Good morning, again. So this item is to replace 30 trash receptacles in the Main Street and Riverwalk areas. It's to replace 30. The new receptacles will be a little more durable, have a larger capacity. So I think that'll help a lot with the overstuffing of the current trash cans. As you know, our trash cans over the years have become weathered and need a replacement. So additionally, these receptacles are, brighter in color. So it may help in identifying as you walk down the street where a trash can is, and maybe help with, instead of somebody dropping it, they'll see that there's a trash can there to do it. So that's what this item's about. We have Mr. Williams here if you have any other additional questions in regards to it. And we just look forward to your vote.
We saw a presentation on these before, didn't we? I mean, I'm reluctant to
talked
say
about
that they're
it.
orange and blue.
You're right. You had, first, I think you had mentioned color.
I thought maybe some green in there would be nice. I get it.
Well,
I get it.
That being said, it would be nice if there was public art on it, but maybe that's down the road.
Potentially. I mean, some type of wrap or something, but
Mhm.
depending on what the
Yeah.
surface is.
And we've talked about having, I think they're doing the Bradenton logo on it still. Is that correct?
The Bradenton or the CRA?
Just for the record, they will not be garnet and gold or orange and blue.
Will not.
Maybe green and gold, though.
Oh,
No, they're azure and orange. Those are the colors.
Good morning, Chair and Board. Lance Williams is Chief Operating Officer for the city. Yeah, there's no football affiliation with these
We
colors.
understand.
you're red and white.
Because if
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were,
It would
they would
be
be red and white,
That's all. That's all.
So, I'll throw
silver
this
and
up.
red.
So this is the first mock-up that we had, and this is actually down by our retail shops. You can see it. So on this mock-up, we actually played with actually engraving the trash cans with the city logo and the CRA logos. After we did that, it just didn't look good. It was a lot. It would have been much more expensive. So we went a different route. We're going to put labels on them, basically the CRA and the city of Bradenton on them. So the color scheme is at the bottom. So the brownish dark color is the top of the trash can, and then there are 15 that will be the teal color, and then 15 that will be the orange color. So we actually have a map outlay of the 30 trash cans or receptacles, and we'll go out later this week or early next week and actually place them, see how many labels we need and so forth. The nice thing about these, as Chris had mentioned, is they are easily identifiable as trash cans, but they're much larger than the current ones that we have. They'll actually hold up to 40 gallons worth of trash. And we've had our solid waste department put an actual can in and fit the can properly to the receptacle. We got the right bags for them, so the bags are sturdier than what we normally use, so there won't, we're trying to minimize leaking and so forth. So along with our downtown action team and our solid waste team, we all agree that this is a better route to go. So
Great.
easier to clean too.
Any questions or comments for Mr.
Be a
COO?
great place for public art. Just saying.
Well, and I recently was somewhere that the trash can was very similar to that, and on the top of it, there was a tray, and they had planted flowers in it.
Ah.
So I'll see if I can find that picture and share it with people. I know how Ms. Coker feels about flowers.
Flowers, right, exactly.
As long as there's no chain link fence around it, I think you'll be fine.
Don't mind.
Okay.
So do we need a motion?
Yeah. Downtown action team.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
since I was the one that was complaining the most about how nasty I thought our trash cans looked, I'll be happy to make the motion that we approve changing out the trash receptacles to the ones that are presented today, and we've got a quote in front of us, and so,
All right. There's a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank
I just
you.
want to say, this might be the type of receptacles we might want to put in our parks, like Love Park and MLK, because right now, it just gets,
We can move forward and look at that.
All right. Next on the agenda, Central CRA.
Mr. Chairman, this is the same plan process as we did with the Bradenton CRA. I won't repeat myself, that's already on the minutes, but we're looking for a motion to approve recommendation of an updated CRA plan for the Central CRA.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to approve with the note of adding comments regarding the CRA advisory boards.
There is a little, there is one in this one.
There is.
Yeah. We can't, because
Because
we
there
already have
was an
one.
existing
Yeah.
one, yes.
Yeah.
But the other ones, they just haven't been formed yet, so,
Okay. That's correct?
okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
I think
All right.
there was a motion.
yes. so
There is a
moved.
motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Next is the 14th Street CRA.
Mr. Chairman, this is the same, except for the fact that we're asking, the CRA Board is recommending to the City Council to change the name from the 14th Street CRA to the Tamiami Trail CRA. And we will include in this one also verbiage for the CACs.
And we might need to put like a cuss jar up here for every time we don't use it.
We'll take that under advisement.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution revising the Central CRA, what is it called? Redevelopment Area Plan.
Central.
14th Street.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had the wrong one, sorry.
Tamiami Trail.
Yeah, the
14th Street,
Tamiami Trail
recommending
Redevelopment
Tamiami.
Area Plan.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Any other discussion or new business?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
What's-
This one probably doesn't have a mention of the advisory
we-
committee. We changed it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Under new business, Mr. Chairman, Chris is going to come up. We have a LoRa for one of the houses that the CRA is selling. It came to us yesterday or the day before? Yes. This was written by the conflict attorney on our side. We need your approval to move forward with this particular one. And just to get it out, move forward.
So, on August 24th, the CRA board approved the as-is sell and purchase agreement for the property located at 1021 6th Street Court East. Within that agreement, there was a contingency on a redevelopment agreement. Actually, a land use restriction agreement is what was drafted to go along with the purchase and sell agreement. And I believe the items in here are protect the CRA. We have a first right of refusal on if they want to sell the property. We have some, mechanisms in place in regards to renovation and things like that. So I'm here to answer any questions about it if you have that. And we also have Ms. Myers here to answer any questions legally.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am. I had a feeling you might have.
And I apologize, Chris, or Mr. Munon, because I would normally have met with you before the meeting to talk about this one little thing, which is, I just want to make sure, I'm concerned that the last sentence of paragraph 3 conflicts with the paragraphs that address our right of first refusal and our right to purchase the property at that time and on these terms. Mainly because that last sentence of paragraph 3 says, if the CRA does not exercise the right to purchase the property, the owner may sell the property and return 50% of the net profit to the CRA at closing. But then paragraph 6 says, if the CRA does not exercise the option to purchase the property, once the property is sold, the owners are agreeing to pay 15% of the net profit to the CRA at closing. So I don't know if we want to delete the last sentence of paragraph 3 because the intent is to,
Well, the one in paragraph 3 that pertains to if they're not able to complete the renovation and get their certificate of completion.
so it's almost like a second right.
Right, so
purchase.
then number 6 would be if they've completed the renovations and have lived in the property, and for whatever reason, they would need to sell the property. It's just I think it's a time thing, then that would be in place. And that's how I looked at it.
Yeah, no, I think you and I talked about that part. I know that that's what we were, I mean, we talked about this paragraph in particular. It was just when I kind of compared it in light of this one. So my only suggestion then would be that we maybe clarify in paragraph 3 that if we don't exercise an option to purchase it before the certificate of completion is issued, that this is the right of first refusal that applies, or the right to reverter, repurchase, I don't know what else you'd call it, legal term, but,
Just additional clarification.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm understanding, is that if we don't get a certificate of completion within 12 months,
Right.
we potentially could buy it back, but we don't have to. And if they sold it to someone else
Correct.
during that 12 months,
Mhm.
we would get 50% of the net profit. And then in the future,
Would be the 15%.
Right,
If
yeah.
they've
So I think if we just-
renovated the home and they've been living in the home, say,
Right.
3 or 4 years or whatever it is,
yeah,
then, I don't think,
right.
50%, I feel. would be
Right, no, I
unreasonable.
agree, yeah. I'm not questioning the terms. I just wanted to clarify which one would apply
Okay.
in which situation. So I think it's just a little tweak.
Other questions?
Any other questions for Mr. Mignon or Ms. Meyer? Okay.
So we'll have that change made. And then everything, the purchasers have seen the Laura and they're agreed on the terms. Alma's here if you wanted to ask her any questions as well, so.
I guess for the record, my name's Harold Bird. I'm a resident of CCRA and also on the advisory committee. My question today is, as you know, Alma's my niece, and she's looking to do a closing at a certain time. My opinion is that if we change anything on this agreement, they'd have to go back to signing, which could possibly delay the closing. Am I correct on that assumption? Or can it be deleted in another way?
Excuse me. Good morning, Nancy Meyer, Conflict Counsel. I'm with Trasadano. I can actually modify the agreement sitting here right now and get it printed if you want to see it before you approve it, or we can approve noting those corrections and I can correct it. It does not need to come back to you. It's really how you prefer to do it. I understood the clarification you're looking for. So if you want to just motion to approve it with trusting that we'll do that, we can do it that way, or I can literally do it in my computer in the corner of the room, whatever you'd prefer.
I don't think that, if it's going to delay the meeting, I think we could trust.
I
Absolutely agree.
But did that answer your question?
Yeah, because you're looking at setting a closing date, and I have, and I'm, I guess, sort of an advisor. I've flipped some houses and done this before. So we got contractors in place and other things that are, trying to go into play. We got the inspections done. We know what needs to be done to the house, but we're waiting on that particular date. So, and it won't be a year. I guarantee you that that's going to take place day one. Everything from plumbers, electricians, and all that stuff is already in play. So my concern was pushing back the closing. I have to, try to deal with some of the subcontractors.
Sure.
Fair enough.
But if it can be done, we're
So do we need officially what is to be said to be rewritten in that, to be on the record?
I think we could
I
trust
think
it.
Nancy said she's got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand, and I agree. It makes sense, but when you point something out like that, it's amazing how you can read something 100
Right.
times and then someone points out, you're like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
good.
So I can definitely make the clarification. I think a motion to approve with those clarifications and, I've been seeing your others just waving at me. Sorry. I think a motion to approve with the clarifications mentioned is, you're good, and I'll make those notes and make sure it's clear. The closing is scheduled, I think, for October 6th, so this, I understand their concern. Having to come back, obviously, would definitely delay that, so I don't think your next meeting's till like October, late October. So again, I think that we can make sure that happens.
Okay.
Excellent.
Chair will entertain a motion if there's no further discussion.
Chair, so move the motion with the changes in the agreement.
Okay.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for speaking on behalf of your niece, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just a few cleanup things. In the future, Chris and I are working on a land trust. We're talking with the Florida Housing Coalition and a couple other friends of mine that actually run land trusts. So in the future, land will be put in the land trust, and you won't have to go through this process. The land trust will take care of all of that, but we will have to create it, and a board will have to be appointed to oversee it, and we will get all that to you in the near future. We might even have the coalition come in and do a primer on land trusts. So
Great, I was going to suggest that.
okay, and then also Gene and I are working with the attorney on the Singing River piece of art. We hope to have it at the next meeting. There are a couple minor points that we're still working out, but all the big points have been taken care of, so you should be seeing that. We are putting together a grant package that follows with the plan to make sure that our policies align with the plan, which aligns with the statute, because that was questioned. And that's one of the reasons why we had you adopt these new, or recommend the adoption of these new plans, so that all of this alignment can take place. And you can feel comfortable knowing that the policies that you put in place reference the plan, and the plan references the statute. You notice in your plans, there's all kinds of little reference footnotes at the bottom, going right back into the statute. Anything that's not in the statute, we have defined. We will be coming to the city council in the near future to have the city council define a coastal tourism area as identified in the statute for CRAs, but it's not defined. So we feel that the city council is the arbiter of that responsibility, and we'll get with the attorney on that. And then finally, we have CAC policies. The board told us to have them ready by November. We will have them hopefully ready by October to move forward with the CACs. Scott and I are working on that. And just so you know, the two typos that were in the plans were my fault, not Scott's. I had copy and pasted and made a couple changes, and I caught him this morning. So Scott's record is unblemished.
Congratulations.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Any other discussion by the board?
I will, may I?
Yes, of course.
So, we're not there yet, but the point of how I got to the rental, the desire to have a rental grant program is, I mentioned yesterday in the council meeting that I had toured that facility, the 26 West Center, that has several programs that encourage and develop younger entrepreneurs. I'm sorry, I cannot talk this morning. And I was very impressed, and they have a grant to have a program specifically for downtown entrepreneurs. And so that executive director is hoping very much to be able to work with us to, so that her work in the coaching overlaps with setting them up for success in downtown. And so that led to a broader discussion of trying to encourage, the right mixture of storefronts and whatnot downtown. So.
Mr. Chairman, the definition of blight in the statute, one of the 14 elements is commercial office space that is empty in the area is one of the defining factors of blight. Such a program would help fill up those areas, especially if the board could determine what uses were priorities. So adding a grant like that to the grant package would be feasible underneath the new plan and underneath the statute.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, just to note that Realize Bradenton does have an entrepreneur program as well, so I think we would want to make sure that
Yes.
any entity that is doing that sort of education and coaching, that we would include them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This would be open to all viable businesses. We would have a policy in place for you to adopt. And it's more of an incubator for any new business coming into town. And again, we can set standards on the uses that are allowed, so.
I think the chamber also has some
They may as
sort
well,
of
yeah.
programming.
Any other Comments or questions? All right, hearing none. Meeting's adjourned.